Indie animation has been going to insane places these days, so I thought I'd start the year with a fun video talking about what indie animated projects I'm excited for next, and think you guys should check out. My name is Deepcut, hit that subscribe button, and let's jump into it. Now, we're going to talk about a variety of shows today, but I of course wanted to get Hotel and Helluva Boss out of the way, the fun internet web cartoons about funny demons in hell and the intense trauma and drama that they all face. While indie cartoons have existed long before Hotel, I would say that its creator VivziePop really popularized the idea that a long-running series could be produced here on the web independently. Hotel was never really meant to be an indie series, and instead was meant to be sold to a studio proper, with Helluva Boss really being the indie web series now. Indie films have always made deals with bigger studios, both before production and after, but as time goes on, the line between indie and mainstream is becoming a bit more blurred, as projects like Hotel and Helluva Boss manage to be both in studio and independent on the web in the same universe. 2022 was a rough year for the two shows, with delays leading to only 2 episodes being released of Helluva Boss that year, near its very end. Part of this was because of some legal issues with the originally planned episode 8, which should air sometime in season 2 as a special once its issues are fixed. Another issue was that Hotel seemed to really begin its production, and Helluva Boss itself was a bit delayed from what I understand until they were able to hire more people to make both projects run more smoothly. At the beginning of 2022, before the legal issues started, we were given a 2022 trailer instead of a Season 2 trailer, though only a few of the previews actually came out in 2022 because of those delays. The show seems to have caught up in production, and 2023 should have pretty regular releases, I think. Perhaps not as fast as back in 2021, but with Hotel also coming out in summer of 2023, it'll be a good year for Helluverse fans. We've got a lot more indie cartoons with demons, dinos, robots, and dancing cats to talk about, but real quick, I wanted to share a preview for my upcoming series, The Magical Girl Garnet Heart Show.
Some girls stand for love, and some girls stand for justice. But I'm only here because the government has convinced me to renew my contract for 1 more year! I'm the shimmering magical girl, Garnet Heart! Coming to YouTube soon.
I hope you guys enjoyed that little tease. The series is about a magical girl named Garnet Heart who's been in the business since she was a teenager 15 years ago and decides to take on a protege for 1 more year before she retires. The show is sort of Sailor Moon meets BoJack Horseman. We are approaching the end of the pilot in terms of production, but if you want to help fund more episodes already, consider heading over to my Deepcut Animations Patreon. We have a lot of different tiers with little perks, but they're all about supporting the show at whatever level you want to. So head on over to get some more free previews of the show, and consider signing up for one of the tiers while you're there. Links as always are in the description down below, and I'll even include this one in the pinned comment down below. Now, a lot of animation fans have a hatred for 3D and only begrudgingly accept it when it is used. However, some shows manage to use 3D so well that you can't imagine it being animated any other way, and the indie series Murder Drones seems to be the greatest example of that. Murder Drones follows the story of artificial intelligence robots who start to turn against humanity. The main character, Uzi, is just a worker drone tired of hiding on their distant mining planet, and she ends up befriending a murder drone named N from outside, one of many vicious robots sent to her planet by humans to destroy worker drones like Uzi and her community. The robotic design looks perfect in 3D, with it also giving the added depth needed for a story taking place in outer space and on other planets. Murder Drones isn't as edgy as Hotel or Helluva Boss, but is just as funny and has set the stage to be equally emotional, and fans of the Hotel pilot will be excited to learn that the main characters of Murder Drones, Uzi and N, are voiced by none other than Elsie Lovelock and Michael Kovach. Because of its 3D format, they are able to produce longer episodes at what looks to be a solid upcoming pace, as they expect a new episode every 2 or 3 months. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it, and we of course have a link to a few breakdowns to watch afterwards. This show is for free on YouTube. Links to where you can watch all of these shows will be in the description down below, and you can also use the link in the pinned comment down below to check out the various trailers for all of these upcoming projects. Next, I really want to talk about the upcoming web pilot a lot of you have heard of, Far-Fetched. This show is produced by a lot of the crew that worked on Hotel before it went into its little hiatus, including the writer of the pilot alongside VivziePop. The show also features demons, but doesn't really have any Has-Been Hotel or Helluva Boss feelings to it. In fact, visually, the style feels more similar to the Owl House, both with its characters and its background art. The story is about a young girl named Rue and her demon dog Kira she accidentally summoned, as well as the rock band that helps fill out the cast. As the pilot is in development, there is only a few teasers and music videos out, but it feels like it could be very interesting. It has a sort of modern Scooby-Doo era setup, and despite it looking similar in style to the Owl House, it feels like it has a very unique tone. The best part right now, aside from the cool original song they put out, is the far-fetched comic strips on the official website. They immediately make you fall in love with all of the characters. They're very reminiscent of fun archetypes of early internet web and fan comics, but with very modernized touches. I'll put a link to their teaser as well as the webcomics down below. My favorite characters are already Quinn with his blue hair, who I think a lot of you are going to love, and Piper, who apparently is a cosplayer, which I hope means we see her in all sorts of fun different anime type outfits like this little witchy one she has on. Another series I've been really wanting to talk about for a while now is God School. This series is really interesting in that it was actually first funded by the French government from what I understand, but since then seems to be doing pretty well off on fan support. The show is about the gods of Greek legends all going to school together. Stylistically, it feels a bit like the Hercules Disney movie and early Monster High animation. Story-wise, it really is its own interesting little thing, but those who like the shows Clone High or other shows kind of taking these big characters and putting them in such a setting, you'll probably love this, with lots of beautiful animation and lots of interesting Greek legends being adapted and reinterpreted. I'm not as big on Greek mythology as I used to be, and it really makes me want to go and pick up a book and learn more about it. There's already quite a few episodes out, and there's 25 intended for the season, so go check it out if you haven't already, and let me know if you'd like me to attempt a lore video on the series. Now, so far we mostly talked about animated series, which is kind of what we live off of, but one project getting a lot of attention right now is the Lackadaisy short film, which should release its trailer sometime this month, and apparently the full short film sometime this year. Lackadaisy is a long-running webcomic about dancing cats from the 1920s, and the previews for the actual short film look absolutely stunning, with such beautiful background art to match such epic character animation. I don't know exactly how long this film will be, but I'm excited to see it, and hopefully it leads to more in animation from this creator. Something really wild that Cartoon Universe creator Hailey sent me was a trailer for an indie project about dinosaurs. It kind of had the stylings of the later, more colorful Land Before Time films, but with great fantasy embellishments. The story is about dinosaurs having to fight against some sort of alien force, and each seems to be tapping into their own particular power. The animation looks great, and the tone feels like Avatar: The Last Airbender, and a lot of people are excited to see biblically accurate dinosaurs, complete with feathers. I extremely recommend checking out the trailer for this because the little dinosaurs with their cool power themes is really fun. It has an updated Pokemon or Digimon vibe, but with the dinosaurs being their own complete characters we can explore in the show. It's kind of what I thought Saturday morning cartoons would eventually become, but unfortunately the big companies have their own plans, and that's why indie projects like these are so great. There's so many little niches out there that can be filled. Helluva Boss has proven that fans can appreciate getting 4 or 5 short episodes a year, much more than getting 20 long episodes week to week. I don't think traditional TV is actually going anywhere, but I think that these other platforms like YouTube are giving independent artists and cartoonists and writers an opportunity to tell stories that you just don't get in half-hour or even 11-minute television on TV. But what do you guys think? What is your favorite animated project here that you'd like to hear me talk more about? Let me know in the comments down below, and don't forget to check out some of these cool projects for yourself with the links in the description down below. As I said before, I'll also include a playlist to trailers for as many of these as I can in the pinned comment. See you next time.